Hey everyone, and welcome to r/unpopularOpinion. If you've never been in this sub before, well, this is a place where people get to share their unpopular opinions. It can be a lot of fun to read through this post and then discuss them afterwards, so if you've got your own ideas, make sure to leave them down below. But with that said, I will not waste another second and get straight into this first one by someone who is an absolute monster. A monster that goes by the name user/crazedmemes101. I like sand in the bed. This is perhaps the weirdest thing I feel comfort in, and I thought this was the right place to post it. Feels nice against my skin, and don't know why. Also, don't mind sand in my shoes. Genuinely, guys, this can't be real. Surely not. I hate sand in just about anything. Like, it just goes everywhere. It's so annoying. So annoying. I hope you guys agree with me. I hope I'm not the crazy one about this. And if you want to have a good laugh, guys, make sure to go into the comments of this post. Link is in the description as usual. It's so funny. And here's the next one. This one is a little bit more serious by user/QWinPlane. Being in a relationship is overrated, and I think we need more main characters in movies, TV series, and books who end up alone and are happy with it. I have nothing against having a partner. I even think it's pretty cool. But at the same time, there's nothing bad at being alone and being satisfied with it. I noticed how most of modern media products are telling us that being in love with someone is the best thing you can ever experience in this life. And all your inner issues will work themselves out just because you finally found a couple who will make you better. I think this concept isn't just wrong, but also to some extent harmful to many people. I know so many guys who genuinely think that all their problems with self-esteem will solve themselves right after they find a soulmate, and that's so sad. People need to finally understand that you can be satisfied in life without a partner, and that having a couple doesn't guarantee that he or she will fix all your problems. In conclusion, to spread this idea, we need more main characters in movies, TV series, and books who are ending up alone and are happy with it. Yeah, well, I actually see two sort of main ideas in this one. First of all, that other people aren't going to make you happy. Personally, gotta say, I agree with that. You've got to be happy with yourself, you've got to feel good about yourself, and if someone makes you feel better about yourself as well, that is a very good bonus. Second of all, that's very true. TVs, movies, books, all the mainstream stuff especially, is just so centered around couples and relationships. I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's one of the more dramatic things that goes on in life, but it's very true. Most of the time, people end up happy. It would be interesting to see a bit of the other side of the story. And with that said, let's move on to the next one. This one by user/Muwochu. Showering at night is better than showering in the morning. Showering at night ensures you won't go into bed with your day's sweat and dirt, and so your sheets will be cleaner, plus you yourself would feel more relaxed going to sleep. Plus, it saves you time in the morning, and I usually feel awake enough with just a nice cold face wash. My mum, however, doesn't like this, and since morning baths are such a norm, I decided to post here. Ooh, I really like this one. This one is a question that keeps popping up on this sub once every couple of months, and it's just a constant argument, and it's so much fun. Alright, let's list out some of the pros and cons for each side. First of all, showering in the morning is good. It wakes you up, gets you ready for the day. If you have a little bit of extra time in the morning, you still have the energy to do it. You can clean yourself up before the start of the day, do all sorts of hair, fix yourself up, make yourself look good. On the other hand, if you do it at night, it washes away the dirt that you've had all day on you. You go to bed clean. In the morning, it's not that big of a deal to clean yourself up. Maybe quickly fix up your hair. That's it. If you're not a morning person, it gives you those few extra minutes to sleep in the morning. Really, pros and cons for each side. You guys do you. I personally prefer showering at night. I don't know, it just works better for me. Feel free to leave your own showering routines down in the description. I'm kinda curious to hear what most people do. And here's the next one by user/PublixHouseCat. Being nice to someone you don't like isn't being fake. It's being civil. I get a hard time about this at work a lot. I have problems with a couple of my managers. They don't think mental illness is real. I have multiple times had to take leave for it, and they get mad. But anyway. And people at my level know that. If I have polite conversation with these managers, going through the motions of talking about weekend plans, people often approach me after and ask if I suddenly like that person. I always say no, I'm just being polite. I usually get told I'm being fake by being this way. But why not just stay cordial with someone and avoid any unnecessary problems? I don't want to be uncomfortable at work or make a scene, so I just go along with the conversation when they start it. I don't think that's being fake. Yeah, I mean, I agree completely with OP here, and, you might as well just be nice to people. I mean, they don't have to be your favorite person, you don't have to be best friends with them. You can even dislike them as a general rule, but you might as well be civil if it makes both of your lives easier and it just makes for a better time. My logic is sort of like, why be miserable if you don't have to be? I mean, if you can make your life easier and if you can be nice to others and be civil, then why not do it? And here's the next one by user/farmthroughs. Pharmacists should be required to wear capes at work. As a pharmacist, I am so sick and tired of pretending to be a doctor. It's so annoying how everyone in my profession has this doctor imposter syndrome. It even influences the way we dress. Why on earth do we wear lab coats? Whose idea was this? What are we protecting our underclothes from exactly? It's time to start distinguishing ourselves from other medical professions. Scrubs are for nurses, lab coats are for doctors, and actual lab people. It should be a requirement for pharmacists to wear capes to distinguish ourselves from others. There is no practical reason for wearing capes, I'll admit, but neither is there a practical reason to wear a lab coat. Additionally, I'm tired of being summoned to help a customer, probably with something incredibly stupid, obvious, or boring, without making a grander entrance. If I had a cape, I could briskly walk towards a customer and come to a quick stop and allow the cape to flow up and consume me a little before I begin to speak. I would want to do the cliche vampire reveal thing, using one arm to hold half a cape in front of me and then toss it aside. But that would be very unprofessional. Yeah, well, for a while, I could not decide if this, how legit was this post? I mean, I was genuinely confused for a while whether pharmacists actually wear capes, and then I got there. I was a bit slow. This was a joke. A joke that OP wants to make reality, and I mean, if pharmacists wore capes, that would make them kinda cool. I can't say I deal with too many pharmacists in my life, but it's a good way to distinguish them. Otherwise, how do you know which one's a pharmacist, which one's not? If they're a doctor, can they help you? But if they had some awesome capes to back it up, totally, all for it. And here's the next one by user/Goku Stark. Having the ability to understand multiple sides of an argument is simultaneously the best and worst thing, which I would not want to give up. Hear me out, guys. If anything happens, there's usually coverage over it from very different sides. I'm talking media coverage, if the event is significant enough, conversation between colleagues, and discussion between friends. There's always a few people on one side and a few on the other. But I usually, in most cases, find myself in between the arguments and taking the best points of both sides, and merging them while addressing the flaws in both sides' arguments. While looking at this, it may sound like the best thing ever to be able to evaluate any argument based on its merits. And it is, but it also is sometimes the worst. Worst as in, there will be people who are so fanatically invested in their side's argument that anyone pointing out any flaw in that argument is abused and criticised relentlessly. And I cannot push back in the same way with the arguments that their opposing group provides, because I know that the opposing group's argument isn't also good enough, and then, lo and behold, I'm criticised by both parties, without almost anyone understanding what I meant to say. So yeah, this has been my rant, and I know it's a long one, but it can sometimes be tiring to be able to evaluate a situation or argument solely on its merits when fanatically supporting sounds and is very easy. But that said, I would never want to trade it for anything. Honestly, can't stand people that are just so stubborn they refuse to change their opinion and they think their opinion is 100% right. Honestly, most of the time, those people are the most difficult to work with. I actually find I've sort of started relating to this post because I've done so many r/am I the butthole videos where I'm sort of forced to become part of a situation, to really immerse myself in it as best I can, evaluate one side, evaluate the other side, and see what I would sort of feel and think, and try to come up for a good verdict for the post. So yeah, this one is a very, very interesting one for me. I can definitely see the advantages of being able to view both sides, but also can see why it would be a hindrance. And with that, let's move on to the next one by user/throwmerightTF away. The vocal majority of Redditors are blatant buttholes and have ruined any fun in participating. There must be a whole population of lonely, miserable Redditors who satisfy their pain by squatting in new and making people feel bad about themselves for no reason. Asked a question about baking, you're an idiot. Posted a piece of your artwork, you're a talented karma. Discussing grammar, how dare you try to stop the evolution of language, you time-wasting nonce. I will never understand why some people so actively seek to make random people feel bad as a way of uplifting themselves. Participating in Reddit, everything sucks 90% of the time because the trashy people are so active. And for 10% of the time I have a normal polite interaction with another human, it seems so exceptional. People effing suck. And judging by the number of upvotes and by the number of awards this post has, this is something people can relate to. Like, I've got to be honest, I read a lot of Reddit, but I don't really go so much and comment and participate on it that much, so I haven't gotten to see too much of this side. But it's just one of those things I don't understand. Why would you want to make someone's day worse? Like, not even someone you know, just someone completely and utterly random. I can't answer this one. I don't know why I'm trying to. It doesn't require an answer. And here's the next one by user/Liberty Sailor. The dating world would be better if culture supported women asking men out more than men asking out women. The reason for this is that women are more selective. Think about it. Whenever there's a group of people deciding what to do, it's more efficient to have the most picky person decide, since their choice is most likely to be accepted by the other members. Otherwise, everyone else has to work to find something the picky person will accept, and that's excess work. Well, that's exactly what happens in the dating world. Women are more picky, but rather than take it upon themselves to decide who they want to date and act upon it, they more often expect the men to come to them, creating more work overall. Let's use numbers to illustrate. Let's say, hypothetically, that a man will agree to date 20% of women, and women will agree to date 10% of men. In this case, if a woman is looking to date, we would expect a match after she asks out 5 men she approves of. If instead she makes the men do all the work, we would expect a match after 10 men ask her out. Even a hybrid is more efficient than this. If a woman asks out 2 men, 6 men asking her out in addition are then required for there to be an expected match. That's 8 attempts, which is less than 10. Clearly, in a world where women are more selective, allocating the work to men just complicates the process. Since women are the ones who have a narrower selection of potential mates, let them decide who they want, since they have a worse chance of being turned down. To be honest, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of some really weird probability problem. Like, I mean, I sort of get your point, OP, but this seems like a really weird exam question. Like, the last question on a probability exam is exactly this scenario. I just don't understand how you, OP, make the assumption that women are more picky about the people they date. I mean, it's just something I've never really thought of. Maybe it's true. If anyone knows, then let me know. But that just seems like it's such a weird assumption to make. Anyway, I don't really have much an opinion on this one. It just seems like some weird assumptions were made, and like I'm trying to solve a probability problem. And guys, I think that one will be the last one for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel for weekly Reddit videos. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and all I want to do is see you all here next time. See you later, guys.